Hi guys.
Hey, how are you this morning?
Not too bad, thank you. You?
Doing good.
Excellent. Um, so would you guys, we're going to do the same kind of thing as before. So first of all, can you introduce yourselves and the store that you're at the moment?
Definitely. I am Sarah Nail. I am the manager at our Frisco location, Sandy's Dancewear in Frisco.
And I'm Sarah Lewis. I'm the general manager, and you're going to see me one more time later this week, I think.
Yeah. Would you guys like to show us around?
Definitely. Let me disconnect you and flip you.
Yep, sure.
There we go.
Perfect.
So we are the smallest of our stores. We are also the baby of our stores. So a little harder to get an angle here.
Sure.
So our store is kind of split in two. We have got all of our adults on this half here. You've got your more fashion towards the front, you know, more basic, more plain towards the back.
Nice.
And then we've got our register right in the middle, dressing room.
I like
right
the
behind
flowers on it. That's cute.
Thank you. That is actually a local woman who does them. She stopped by and said, "Hey, can I do a display for y'all?"
Oh, wow.
And we love them. They hold up really well. Oh, heard our little video setup that you just saw. Our kids section over here with, of course, all of our fun fashion. We do have some gymnastics as well.
Cool.
We generally have a completely full wall of boots, but we are actually heading to a fitting this afternoon. So,
cool.
Our wall of boots is a little decimated at the moment. So more of that fun, fashiony stuff, all of the hair goodies.
Nice.
Heading more towards the back, dress codes, and just your basic blacks. And then we have our wall of shoes over here. Everything that we carry.
Nice.
Point accessories. And our wall of tights.
Oh, wow.
We do carry a lot. And then we do have, with having, of course, a lot of dance teams, but also a lot of drill teams. We do so much honestly, in the undergarments that we have a giant section.
Yeah, you've got a really nice selection there, actually. I don't think I've ever seen a dance store with this much selection.
We have loved having so many different options, and companies are coming out with new and amazing different products.
That's really cool.
We do have, and I think this is, sorry, I didn't get to look at books. We do have that foundation.
Yeah, they're so smooth, aren't they? For those viewers wondering, we've got these lovely undergarments, and the fabrics are just so soft.
And I mean, it is super nice. I mean, the seams are nice, and
yeah, I think the seams are really important for sure.
They are. And I mean, other than 3 seams, you've got almost a completely seamless garment.
They're also convertible, which I didn't know. Peter just told me. That's interesting. You can cut it to any shape you like as well, due to the seams, and it will not run.
Walk around. I haven't tested that yet, but I really do want to test.
Yeah, I'm curious now too.
You know, just to see how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, it has. Sorry, I'm gonna get you reconnected here.
Sure.
If I can. Okay. I know that the seams aren't finished, and it doesn't. You know, it looks like it's holding up really well without any sort of finish due to the material.
Yeah.
So I think we might be running an experiment sometime soon. Maybe. We'll let y'all know how that goes.
Oh, cool. So at this store, do you do a lot of point shoe fittings at that one as well?
We do. We actually, I said we're heading to a fitting this afternoon. We actually have a 14-girl point shoe fitting this evening.
Oh, cool.
So, but we do a lot of point shoes. I'd say I see probably for the most part 1 a day minimum. There were a couple days last week where we were seeing 3, 4, like you'd finish one and you'd turn around to go to the next person. They're like, hey, point shoes. And you're like, cool, let's head back there.
Yeah. So how long has this store been open, this branch?
We're going on 7 years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So in the last stream, I mentioned about the kinds of feet that you guys get. And you mentioned it's a little bit different between the stores.
Yes, it is.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that? Just to refresh, because there's different viewers today, obviously.
Definitely. So at this store, we do see a lot of really long, but I would say really skinny feet, which is always kind of fun because
bit of a challenge sometimes, actually.
Sure,
we
yeah.
put them in this FRISCO, and it's still like, we need that 0X. Yeah.
And also, some of our models come up more tapered than others and more narrow than others. Excuse me. For example, all the models built on 2007 fit a little bit different to the models built on Foite last, for example. So the models built on 2007 come up more kind of narrower in the box, but also in the length it's a little bit more snug than the ones built on Foite last. And also what I personally find is, for example, with the Miracle, because it's padded not just in the inside but also in the box, it takes up a little bit more room as well. So that can be a really great shoe on feet that have a lower profile as well, for example. So can you just refresh our memories on what Nikolai models that you guys have?
So at this location, we do carry some of the 2007s. We also carry the 3007s.
Cool.
Now, which are great. I'd say we're split probably 70-30 right now between 2007 and 3007s.
Oh, wow.
Lots of folks notice once they try the 3007, I'd say we have a very good portion that stay with the 3007 and they don't want the 2007 anymore.
Yeah, no, totally agree with that. The only time that I find that dancers want to stick with 2007 is if they've got more of a flexible foot, and they find that in a 3007, unless it's custom ordered, it's not working out as well for their flexibility. But for me personally, what was a game changer was the amount of people that could now wear 3007 without issues with getting fully over. And the comfort of the shoe and the way the shank is easier roll through. A lot of my customers have really loved that. It's been like a godsend to them.
Yes. We have noticed fear getting over on that for some of them.
Definitely. And
we do have, like I said,
do either of you guys dance?
I used to. I haven't in probably 8 or 9 years, but I teach. Sarah teaches.
Oh, cool. It's really nice when you're a teacher as well, because you get a different kind of, when you're fitting shoes, it's obviously a little bit different because you can really tell with regards to the technique of the student and giving them some pointers, which I think is really cool to watch when you see a teacher fit. So the mobile thing you're doing today, is that at a local studio or?
So we do have the earlier one, which is actually from 12 o'clock to 5. We are fitting at the studio. It's going to be all of their company girls, and we can't wait to head up there. It's a really nice studio. And then we're coming back here after that, packing up quickly and hurrying back.
I'm doing in-store fitting just for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I heard that, not to be kind of morbid, but I heard that the coronavirus is spiking in Texas and Florida, especially right now. How is that for you guys? Have you noticed any differences?
Yes.
We have. I was going to say, you go to more of our stores, I feel like we have started noticing a slight slow down again of what we had started seeing in the pick back up.
Let's hope they get it under control. I really hope that it doesn't, sorry, it lags, and then I don't, because of the lag, it's never in time.
No,
sorry, what was you saying?
We're being cautious, and we're taking care, and we're doing everything we can to make them comfortable where they're at. So some people, I would say we've picked up more on people calling from their cars and saying, this is what I need, can you bring it out to me?
Yeah.
That basically stopped until this past week.
I just hope that we don't get a second wave here in England, because finally things are starting to open up. I mean, we still don't have dance studios open. That probably won't happen until September at this rate, which is a bit ridiculous. But they're okay to open, like the pubs. Oh, yeah, that's fine. But dance studios, oh, no.
We had the unfortunate thing of all of our, our bars, which are your pubs, just got shut down again in Texas.
Oh.
And Florida as well. I did just get that confirmation this morning.
Oh, wow. But they've got to do what they got to do, right?
They do.
My goodness. So, can you remind me, you guys, do you have a website with a store on it? Can people mail order?
We do have a website. We are still working on it and trying our best to get that up and running as soon as possible. Right now, you just get the coming soon. But it is sandysdancewear.com.
Perfect.
But customers are more than welcome to call in their orders, and we can mail them out, send us an email, send us a message on Facebook, or even honestly send us a message on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will get you taken care of.
Speaking of social media, how have you found that as a business? So for me personally, social media is key. Like, without social media, I wouldn't be where I am today. Especially with the likes of YouTube and creating video content. It's been seriously amazing for me. How has that worked out for you as a business? Was social media something that came very naturally to you guys? Do you use it often? Do you do videos and stuff?
It did not come naturally. I would say it was 3 years ago. At the time, we only had one Instagram for all 3 of our locations. And in Frisco, we decided we wanted to get an elf on the shelf. and
it was elf on the shelf.
It was our elf on the shelf pearl. And we just wanted something fun and different. And our little elf pearl hides around the store, and you do get clues as to where she is. And if you're the first person to find her that day, you get a little special something.
And it varies every day.
And we had a lot of fun with that, and people were responding really well to that. So we kind of just took it and then ran with it. And then we did branch off to the 3 different stores having their own, just because we all do carry such different products.
Yeah, of course.
Just where we are and the studios, that it made more sense to split into 3, to be like, we have this, we have this, we have this. Those, we joke about it. Some days I'm like, can we just go back to 1 and just say, FRISCO has this, Plano has this. But of course, we do have a lot of people who follow all 3,
it's really
and
cool.
they know they can contact us and say, hey, I really love this from your other store. Can you get it sent up to your store? And we're like, yep, give us a couple days and I'll have it for you.
Oh, that's cool. How have you found Instagram as a business? Instagram's probably my most favorite, because I find with Facebook, like, unless you pay constantly for advertising, you never really get your posts seen much, which is just so annoying.
Honestly, I'm not as good on Facebook. We've just linked our Instagram accounts, so I only have to do 1 post per store to get it to both. But I think Instagram, I would say, is probably where we reach the most people.
It markets easier, much easier.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what I find quite interesting is some stores have started using Snapchat now as well. Whereas personally, I don't see Snapchat as like a business kind of thing, really. So I personally haven't done it for business. So, you know, but they seem to have good success with it. But I just find that super interesting because it's not really something I would have thought would have helped business, really.
Snapchat and TikTok.
Yeah.
Have you tried
Oh,
TikTok?
I love TikTok. I love TikTok. Yeah. Oh my God. I could be on TikTok and then, you know, you think, oh, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time on here. And then you end up in a TikTok tunnel, as I call it. And you end up scrolling for like 3 hours. I love the fact that when I first got it right, I was like, I don't need TikTok in my life. And then I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. This is actually pretty cool. Because it's not just dancing and people, you know, doing lip syncing and stuff. It's actually got some really good tutorials on there and things like that.
Oh, we should try to get a sewing tutorial up there, Sarah.
Oh, we should, yeah.
Oh. So what do, with your customers at Sandy's, what do they love about your business the most? Is there any little quirks that you guys have? What is it that they tell you that keeps them coming back?
Mainly our customer service here at this store, especially. It has a really friendly vibe. We have a really good group of girls up here, and they all mesh together well. So we're all joking around and acting more like family, I guess, than really coworkers and all of that. So people come in saying that, they're like, we like the vibe here. This is great. But we try to do the extra things. We have frequent shopper cards. They love those.
Yeah.
And
yeah, me one or two.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
So just to kind of carry on for that, we do have 3 different ones. We have a shoe card. And it's good for any style of shoe except for point shoes and K360s. Buy 10 shoes, get one of equal or lesser value free. Why we don't put point shoes on here is because we have a separate point shoe card. Buy 5 point shoes, get one of equal or lesser value free. And then our third one is a tights card. Buy 10, get one or lesser value free.
That's a really good idea.
For all of this all the time anyway. It really, I tried to get bubble machines installed when I was the manager here so that we could like have a little party.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's fun to celebrate them getting to cash in that free shoe or that free pair of shoes or whatever.
Absolutely.
Especially
go on,
they don't realize they're here. Sorry, when they don't realize that they've gotten it, they pull it out and they're like, oh, I got a free shoe card.
It's like a golden ticket, man. It's like,
That's really cool. I love the fact that speaking about the vibe of a store, that is super important. I like when I travel the world, I go into dance stores randomly to see what it's like, and sometimes even just walking in, that vibe hits you, and it can be so like kind of sometimes snooty to the extent that it makes you feel like you don't want to walk in and browse. And do you know what I hate the most personally is when you're like trying to like have a little ramble through the rails and pick stuff out and someone's like gawping over you the whole time and like kind of in your face. Like I like to relax and shop and, you know, try stuff on. And it's really interesting because you can also tell how much people love their job as well. Because sometimes I walk in a dance store and you can see that some people are just so miserable. It's like, oh my God, you've got to create an atmosphere for the customer.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
It's so crucial. And it's nice when, you know, when you get regular customers that obviously then tell others about your store, because then you know you're doing something right?
Right. Yeah. Makes me so happy when they'll come up and they're finishing their sale and they'll be like, I just love the way Ashley helped me today. She was fantastic. Nice. I love that stuff.
It's really nice. It makes you kind of... It's so nice when you get great feedback like that. And do you know what else I really enjoy with social media as well is the fact that you can have the reviews page. So on my Facebook I have one, and I really love that, because then whenever you get like a customer who like maybe doesn't know you so well, then I can just direct them to that. And because it's like not fake reviews, you know, oh my God, you know, some people like on their websites put like the fake review system thing, whereas with Facebook, you know, it's attached to an actual person, which is super cool as well. So speaking of other Nikolai products, is there anything that you guys will be getting in the future, or anything that you're curious to get in the future?
I want to try that paste that we were talking about at the Dallas.
Yeah, the Tropicana one.
Yes. We want to try that paste. I think it would do really good here.
Oh God, without a doubt.
With these sweaty fees, so I'm definitely going to be trying Tropicana stuff.
For the viewers curious, what we mean by that is the paste or the glue of the point shoe. We have some different varieties, and I'm actually going to make a video on YouTube all about it soon, because I want to go into fine detail for people about it. But the box of the point shoe, the wings and the platform is where the paste or glue is put. And there's different varieties, and even in a custom order, we can change it for people. So, you know, for example, I might get someone who likes a shoe with the classic smart paste, but it's a little bit hard. So they switch to the lightweight flexible paste. Or as we were speaking about with Tropicana, it's a paste that can withstand humid climates, but also great for sweatier dancers. So that way, you know, some dancers like to shellac or jet glue the box and the platform. With Tropicana paste, they won't need to do that, because the lifespan is drastically improved, and makes this part, these, and the platform last longer, which is a really great option to have. So yeah, it's really cool that, you know, I love the fact that there is so much option with the pastes. Even with my own shoes, I tend to wear Maya 1, and I've experimented with the paste as well. And it's really fascinating to feel how different they feel, you know, as they break down as well, because they all have their own perks, you know, depending what you're dancing and what you're doing. So I think that's a really super cool option. By the way, to all the viewers watching, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments box. I'm just going to check the comments on the FRISCO World Instagram as well. Hang on a second, because I'm streaming, mirroring the stream to that one. Let's see. Are there any other Nikolai point shoes that you guys are interested in getting in the future?
I think so. I was definitely watching. I was the tech person last week. So I'm actually really interested in the smart pointe as well.
Yes, it's doing very well in the US right now.
Yeah, it sounds.
Let me grab one. Hang on a second.
I feel like what you were telling last week. We can definitely recap that, because I didn't hear all of it, but it sounded like a really interesting option.
I think it's really great to have because of the shape of it. So for people who didn't see our last stream, can you guys see the box shape? It's like very broad across the metatarsal, but it goes up more narrow to the heel. So there's quite a lot of feet out there that are this shape, and with point shoes, sometimes what we end up getting is the shoe isn't broad enough here, or it's not narrow enough at the heel, and we end up doing a custom. So this shoe kind of remedies that. But also, for people that haven't seen it before, it's very flexible. This is a medium, and it's got a very generous bend at the 3/4 area, and the roll through is super flexible. Now that is fantastic for dancers that can't get over very well, so lower arches, stiffer ankles. Stronger feet can wear it, but they just need to change the shank strength. And if they need a higher vamp, we can custom that, no problem. It also has a very nice, pretty vamp shape. It's sort of between a V and a U, as you can see. So what this kind of cut does is it makes a broader foot look more slender, which I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get wider feet girls and guys that are like a bit paranoid about how wide their foot is going to look on point. Whereas this kind of accentuates what they've got and makes it more streamlined. It's doing extremely well in the US for us right now. It also features a really cool microfiber heel piece like 3007. So this basically aids with keeping the heel in place, less slipping. So perfect for those narrower heels. And also what I personally enjoy about it, it's got our lovely double upper, so it's super smooth. So we get minimal wrinkles when it's actually on the foot. And the paste is that lovely lightweight flexible paste, which you can actually mold with your hands to suit the dancer's foot type, which is super cool. So what it does is when your foot gets hot in it, it wants to mold instantly. It really does adapt to the foot super quick. but then it also retains the shape. So once you've worn it and it's molded to your foot, it basically stays and keeps your foot shape, which is really nice thing to have. We can put that in other shoes as well, by the way, and it also features in other models such as Nova Flex, Miracle, Super Triumph Pre-Arch, Dream Point Pre-Arch, and so forth. But yeah, it's a great one. I definitely recommend. Oh, and also lower sides. So it's a lower side quarter shoe with a kind of scoopy heel. So yeah, it's done incredibly well. We actually had on the Nikolai retailer group, Attitude Norwalk put up a picture or 2 pictures of fitting she did last night with it, and it looked really fantastic.
I saw that one. It did look really fantastic.
Didn't it look pretty? And the dance, oh my God, she just got over so beautifully in it. And I loved the way the side quarters really accentuated her arch even more.
Yes, it was beautiful.
So would you like to talk a little bit about, because obviously I know that it's like same store, but we've got different viewers this time. Can you talk us through a pointe shoe fitting for you guys? Do we need to book in advance? Can we walk in?
So you can walk in. We have fitters at each of our stores at all times. Unless there's like a dire emergency, if you walk into a Sandy's location, there's a professionally trained pointe shoe fitter there ready to go for you.
Perfect.
We don't mind heads. It helps us plan our lunches sometimes, you know, and things like that. But we have just started recommending when teachers want group fittings. We're trying to get those during closed hours. That probably started more with the COVID outbreak and everything, and just helping, you know, if you have a group of dancers who are used to being together, it's easier to clean the store, shut it down, and then let that group in together. I love group fittings. I have a pointe shoe cut in half, and I give them a whole little, I turn into a pointe teacher, and I give them a whole
love
little,
it.
how their foot needs to be in there, and you know, you don't want to feel this, you want to feel this, and a hug in a shoe, and buckle and all that good stuff. And we look at the shape of their foot. I always get down there on the floor, and I'm like actually grabbing their foot to see how hard their feet are working in their tondus and things like that.
Yes.
Know the strength of the shank they need and all of that good stuff. So we're pretty on, I would say. We are.
What kind of common? Sorry. What kind of common questions do you get from parents when dancers are getting their first pointe shoes?
Can you make sure they have growing room?
Yeah.
That's always the number one.
Same.
And we always explain why we can't, and then they say, "Oh, okay." And then the next question is usually, "How long are they supposed to last?" And so we talk them through that one, and then when we have younger girls, we'll sometimes get concerned parents saying, "Is this safe? Is she old enough?" And we always run that delicate balance of supporting the teacher and her decision to put that student on point, but also teaching the parents that if they are unsure, they're their child's strongest voice right now, and they can advocate for their child and need to. And if they have any concerns, they need to take them to the teacher. It's usually the mistake when we see a dancer come in who we don't feel is ready for pointe shoes. We educate the parents so they can go back and talk to the teacher.
Yeah, that's really crucial, without a doubt. Do you ever get people walk in that try to buy pointe shoes that you know they blatantly haven't got their permission, or they don't even do ballet? I mean, I've had some stores tell me that they've had people walk in that have clearly not done ballet and they try to buy a pair of pointe shoes.
I don't do it. I don't do
it.
No,
absolutely. I agree.
We had
it's
one
just crazy.
Really young, and she came in for pointe shoes. Teacher approved, and it, you know, that is up to that teacher, but little Sarah Nail just had to take over that little foot, and I went back in the office and did not come out until they were gone because I could not fit that pointe shoe on that baby girl.
No.
And I definitely, you know, they were approved, and I just, you know, reminded the parents, because the parent did have a couple of questions, and I was like, you know, here's the information that I have. You know, you've been given this from your teacher.
Yeah,
you know, like Sarah was saying, it's a fine line, because I would rather them come to me so I can give them the best fit I can absolutely get, and when we say she was a tiny, she was a size 13.
Oh, wow.
In American shoes.
Oh, wow.
And we don't carry them that small generally.
No.
So I kind of had to go essentially a virtual fitting route and going, okay, we're going to trace your foot. I'm going to take measurements. Let me talk to companies. You know, this is going to take a couple of weeks for us to get these shoes in and for me to do the research. And, you know, we lucked out. I did try the absolute smallest I could get in FRISCO because it was a tiny foot, and it was, I want to say she was pretty tapered. She wasn't wide. She wasn't super narrow. It was just kind of riding that average. But even the tiniest FRISCO that any of our stores carried, that size 1.
Do you know what I find very interesting about America is I've noticed that so many teachers put kids up on point super young, and that just isn't done here in the UK. And I'd love to know what you guys think of this, and do you feel that some teachers out there are putting kids up too young? Like, what's your personal opinions on this?
The funny story is this teacher is actually from, is it Lithuania? No.
Estonia?
Yeah. And so that was when we called her to confirm, she was like, this is a cultural thing, honey. We know you don't do it this early here, but this is what I feel is necessary.
And appropriate. So,
no, I think there are a lot of teachers who don't fully grasp the whole concept of point shoes. Like the teachers my age were put on point early. And so that's what they're doing with theirs. And I think the more education we get out more training, the less you see that.
Yeah, it's really important, I think, to educate the teachers as well, to make them realize that it's not like years ago. And, you know, I mean, the amount of medical research that we've done over the years, right, and the amount of sports medicine, you know, information that's come out about putting dancers up too young. And also personally, I've had dancers come to me that, you know, were whacked on point 8, 9 years old somewhere else. And they've come to me, and the amount of injuries they've had, and, you know, even their alignment is just so poor on point, and it's just so shocking. You know, some of these people are going to be doing such damage to young children, so that they won't be on point very long.
Right, exactly. And that's part of what we tell the parents when we're teaching them to advocate for their kid, is that they need to think about their children's feet long term, because they only get one set of feet, and they have to care for and guard and protect that dearly for their career.
Like, I'll give you an example. Recently, I had a dance mum contact me who I've actually met them in real life a while ago, but basically their teacher said that she very rarely puts young students on point, but she decided with this particular student she was going to put her on point, which, one, I think is a little bit strange. Why have you suddenly decided that this girl, despite being very underage in my opinion, are you deciding gets the special treatment and gets to go on point when she's human? She has a human body like the other dancers. Just because her technique might be better doesn't mean that she can get pointies, in my opinion. And you know, I was just very honest with the parent. I mean, even the parent said to me that she was concerned, but, you know, apparently because this teacher said it was fine, they went ahead and done it. But she sent me pictures, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but I really don't feel that this is safe. And I could see various problems going on. And also, why would you want to take that risk when you can wait a few years, put someone on point when they're truly ready, and know that they're not going to get any injuries?
Definitely. It's a tricky one. Again, back to that fine line. I've had a couple of people who are like, you know, based on her bone structure and this, do you think she's ready? And again, it's, you know, trying to be that advocate. And I've definitely suggested to a couple, you know, if you're unsure and you're worried about the bone structure, go to your pediatrician. Get those X-rays.
Yes, definitely.
We joke around here when we're fitting point shoes, because, you know, they hear a lot of the same questions when you change shoes. How is this one feeling? Does it feel as supportive? Do your toes feel straight? And, you know, the girls are hearing these questions over and over. And I definitely joke around with them sometimes. I'm like, hey, you know, you're going to hear the same question about 100 times. And that's because they don't trust me with an x-ray machine. It makes her laugh every time that I say this.
Love it. And like Peter just mentioned, the Bolshoi and Vaganova top schools in the world put kids on point at 10 years old, but they are dancing all day. And it's about the muscular structure as well, as Peter's just mentioned. I totally agree with that. Here in the UK, it's extremely rare that someone would go up at 10. I fitted a couple of 10-year-olds in my whole time of fitting. You know, it's more careful over here about the age that people go up. But also, do you know what I find super interesting is when I speak to Australians, it's very common out there that they go for a pre-point assessment with a dance physio and they get measurements taken, a full assessment, and they actually get x-rays taken as well. It's very common to do it out there that way, which I think is fantastic. I wish that more people could be that way.
There is, and I wish I remembered this YouTube, because she is a dance physiotherapist in Australia who...
Oh, it's Lisa Howe.
Yes, there you go. I was like, we had to actually watch, and this is going to date me, we had to watch a couple of her videos in college. And this was pre-2010.
Yeah.
And I always found those fascinating, and I was always kind of like, why don't we do that elsewhere?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I totally agree. Right, and I've been watching her for years. She's fantastic. She even travels the world now doing seminars, which I'm so pleased about because it's going to further the education around the globe and get people to think differently about the dancer's body. But also what I find so informative is the way that she breaks down exercises and why, you know, a certain dancer might be more stiff in one area and the safe way to go about getting more range in that joint, for example, not just forcing them to do a series of stretches that might not be suitable for their body. Because again, everyone's body is so different. And this is another thing I struggle with is some teachers just assuming that a certain way of doing something is suitable for every type of body. And they don't even take into consideration previous injuries or health conditions. I just find that utterly, you know, just so bizarre. Speaking of like point work and starting point work, do you get a lot of guys that start point work in Texas?
Not around us. Maybe once every blue moon. I love it when it does happen. I find it fascinating and fun. And usually they're like, oh my God, this is what all these women do. What are they thinking? And, you know, then they love it and they come back for more. But yeah. Not super often, I don't think, at any of our stores right now.
I mean,
sure.
I think, and I've had the experience that I've actually worked all 3 of our locations at various times. I've been with Sandy's for, this summer is not 9 years. Actually, I think I'm about to hit 9+.
Oh, wow.
Next month. I think in all my years here, I think I fit 5 guys total.
Uh-huh.
But it's really fun, and it can definitely be a challenge because guys' feet are definitely different.
Yeah, they are. Over here, we're getting more guys do point, which is amazing. But no, totally, it's a very different way of fitting. Sometimes, you know, what I find is, especially ankles. So sometimes they just don't have enough flexibility of the ankles to actually do point. There's just not enough range there. But other times I can be astounded. Sometimes I get some absolutely beautiful feet. I had one recently who just made me so envious because he had everything going on. He had such beautiful turnout, incredible strength, his arch, like he had the whole shebang going on. I was absolutely astounded. And what I really loved about the fact that he was actually in a Grisco shoe already, but it was completely the wrong model. He was cramming his foot into a size that was 2 sizes too small. And oh my God, when I got him in the right shoe and he felt the lift and how it should feel and how much prettier it looked, it was astounding at the difference.
That sounds amazing.
1 second, I've just got a technical problem on the other string. I'm just sorting it out. Oops.
Oh.
Okay. So do you guys have like any kind of popular ways of doing ribbons and elastics? This is an interesting one because I've learned so many like different trends with this. For example, I've noticed in America that the stretch ribbon seems to be the biggest, most popular thing. But I'd like to hear your input about ribbons and elastics and what you tend to advise your dancers when you fit.
So stretch ribbon is, I would say, our most popular. We have a couple studios who love it so much that it's a requirement for their pointe shoes. We still do a fair amount of regular satin. And for elastic, we actually have kind of, I would say, a split camp on the two elastics we carry. We carry, I call it just the standard 3/4 of an inch, I think it is.
I know what you mean.
But then there's the wider, lighter, softer, and stretchier one. It's just not as, I hesitate to use the word supportive, but it's just not as...
It supports in a different way. It's not as unforgiving.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny how, you know, I guess when I was dancing on pointe, and I don't know about either of y'all, but it was elastic, whatever I got, I was cool with. Like,
yeah, it's really interesting looking over the years how it's changed with the amounts of varieties of ribbons and elastics available as well. And you know, one thing I've noticed is, I mean, it's shunned upon now, but I'm still getting fitters advise that it's okay to do, is when they do that thin loop of elastic on the back of the pointe shoe and then thread the ribbons through it, and it aggravates your Achilles, obviously. But so many fitters are still advising that this is okay to do, and I'm just like, oh my God, like over here, that would be a complete, like, no.
I think we have about 2 dancers that we have just tried to help with everything we can help with, and they just, there's something about their roll through, they can't keep that shoe on their foot no matter what. I had one girl, I tried 10 or 15 different ways. Like, she would just come in and say, help me again, and we tried that little loop on her, and we put it on the outside of the shoe, and we made it a little bit longer than you typically see, and it was a game changer for her. But I would say we steer clear of that one, and
it's definitely kind of a last resort.
I actually made a YouTube video all about this topic, actually. So if anyone's watching that has a problem with heel slipping or keeping the heel in place and all that business, I did an intricate video a couple of years ago. It's on youtube.com/straight to the point. Because there are so many solutions for this. It's unbelievable. And in this day and age, we're so lucky that we have so many different gadgets and ways of sorting it out. And also in our custom orders, there's things that we can do to help that too. Is there any like other kind of challenges that you guys get with feet, for example, and pointe work?
I had one dancer just this past year. She was missing her second toe. It was
wow.
I don't know if you can see, but it was like the whole top toe knuckle was just gone.
Oh, wow.
Her podiatrist had given her permission to go on pointe, and so I got to fit her. We were creative with spacers and things like that, and then we recommended she get the those toe pads that you actually mush around.
The perfect pointe, I believe they're called.
Oh yeah, I know.
That was perfect for her situation, and she has loved dancing on pointe, and I was just so excited we got to help her make that happen.
Yeah, that's really nice when, you know, because I can imagine she was a little bit nervous at first, right?
She was, and she just wanted it to work so bad, and I just kept praying. I was like, let's find one shoe. If we can find one shoe that works for her and doesn't cause her pain, then we're good. And we did.
Absolutely.
And she's happy.
Oh, that's really good.
Sweet girl.
Oh, I love it. Do you ever get dancers with a different, I mean, in my opinion, most people have a little bit of a difference between their feet, but you know, sometimes I get people with half a size or a full size difference, or I get dancers with, you know, a width difference or whatever. So usually how I remedy it is, if it's not a major difference, I use a size change inlay, which we're actually bringing out soon, which really helps, or I just do a custom order and do one shoe one size and one the other. But yeah, it's not super common for me. But do you guys get that often at all?
We do. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say every so often we, if it's a width, we do. I definitely pull out, which I think we need more of, to order more of, the box liners.
Sure.
Just because, you know, and I've had people go, "There's no way that thing is, you know, that thin," and then they try it and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we're bringing out our, because I've got a version that I've used that FRISCO used to do, or Nikolai used to do years ago. Apparently, I never knew they used to do it, but I get mine somewhere else at the moment. But FRISCO and Nikolai are finally bringing out their own version of it, and it's the same as a box liner basically, but it's padded, so it can actually be used without a toe pad. And it's a game changer. I wear mine when my shoes start to break down because I'm super narrow, and I find it's be a godsend. I don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully Peter will message in the comments and tell us. I don't know what we're going to be calling it, but I'm really excited about that.
I'm
so also
definitely interested in that.
Yeah, I can't wait because I know. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. Oh, also, just wanted to let you know already that we've got a new rep in your area called Jeff French, which is super cool. I don't know if he's watching right now.
Yeah, he's excellent. I'm very glad to be working with him.
Oh, it's really nice that now, you know, now Nikolai is in America, that we actually have reps, because I heard that with the old distributor there were no reps, and it was literally just a case of not being able to have, you know, not even, some people weren't even getting, you know, samples of products, and you never really knew what you was getting. You just have to kind of blind guess it.
You know, I did not know nearly as much about FRISCO in the years before all this happened, and I know now with why it was a game changer for sure.
And do you know what I found super interesting personally is the amount of range of models that you had, because there wasn't many. And I never knew until I started visiting the US. I had no idea that the old distributor did not give the full range of products. And you know, when I had people emailing me, for example, saying, "Oh, I've seen this shoe on, you know, on your Instagram," and I was curious about it because we don't get it, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that." So of course, I was super thrilled that when Nikolai could, you know, take over, and you know, you guys can get all of this range now, because it's going to be so great for dancers to be able to try all these different products. And you know, as I mentioned before, it's astounding how many models can fit one dancer.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. I love when we get our shipments in that they send informational stuff. I feel like, honestly, every time I flip through it, I'm like, wait,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah.
I used to go into the office and be like, "Sarah, there's a new thing. I want the new thing."
Yeah, no, that's really cool. That must be so exciting as a retailer to be able to, you know, learn so much more about a brand and have so much more access to different products.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Do you guys stop? Sorry, I probably asked this before. I don't remember. I've got a brain like a sieve sometimes. Do you guys stock any of our other dancewear at the moment?
So far, just the nude leotard. It's you know, with the coronavirus and everything, it really made us sit back and look at who we're going to support. And I have to say, Nikolai is a company we are going to be supporting more than we were before the pandemic broke out. Just by seeing how they're supportive and they're there for their brick and mortar stores.
Yes.
So we kind of went through, the owner and we kind of ranked our companies, and you know, A-list, B-list, C-list, and FRISCO definitely made their presence known and jumped up on that. Not FRISCO, Nikolai.
Yeah.
Made their presence known and jumped up on that A-list pretty quick.
I love the fact that we have such a great team, and we're available 24 hours a day. Like literally, we are. Yes. You know, me and Peter even have phone conversations at like 3 a.m. my time, because we have ideas and we like to work together on finer details behind the scenes. And it's really nice that you know, it's great to have Peter as well, because he's so passionate about the brand, and he you know, he's always working, bless him. And I love the fact that he's like me. We both get very inspired and we get these ideas and we want to, you know, make them. We're very much about getting things done. And that's what I really love about it, is the fact that since Peter came onto the team, it's not a case of, oh, when will we do this? It's like, we're doing this now and we're actually making a difference. And I love the fact that, you know, he already knows all of you guys, all you retailers. And, you know, we've grown our reps and we've just got such greater coverage now. And, you know, our social media presence is growing daily at a really good rate. And I love the fact that, you know, even when dancers email me, I can now, because I now know the retailers, I can recommend them where to go. I'm getting a lot more people. I'm sending customers to retailers, customers that never knew they had that retailer available, which is really nice because it also gives them the opportunity to try more products, right? Peter's hilarious. He's wrote Peter is amazing. I have met him a couple of times.
I know, that's why I kind of got a little bit. I'm like, wait. Yes, Peter, you are amazing.
Yes, Peter really is. He makes me laugh almost daily.
He is hilarious. And you know what's funny is I learned so many random facts on a daily basis that I never knew before about all sorts of things.
You know, random facts are good.
They're good. I love it. I love learning about everything, so I absolutely love it. So also what I really love about, you know, having, you know, I still dance too, and I think it's really nice when you can describe to a dancer how the shoes feel and find the little details and stuff. But also what I really love about our retailers is they are very open to expanding and learning more about our products. And it was really nice when we did that seminar about the shoes, for example, going through the lasts and the technologies. And, you know, did we do one on slippers? Peter, have we done the slippers one yet? Because I think that would be a really cool one to do because we've got so many slippers as well. It's unbelievable. And the fact that we have such a nice guys range as well, and, you know, guys slippers, but also so many ambassadors as well. We've done some really cool streams with a lot of them. Speaking of ambassadors, guys that are watching, did you know we're doing Nikolai Market's my influencer search? That's the one. Yeah. Did you know? Would you guys like to tell us a little bit about that to inform the viewers?
Definitely. So we are doing the Nikolai Influencer Marketer search through all 3 of our stores. You know, oh gosh, there's so many details. It's an amazing program working with y'all for this. We have, I think we're going through July 15th. Thank you. I've got dates in my brain. But we do have all the details on our Instagram, but, you know,
fabulous. We
would love to have, you know, anyone apply. You know, are you 13 plus? Are you on point? You know, it's a simple,
it's a really great opportunity because what I think is really nice about it is people that maybe applied for the NG generation and didn't get through this year, it gives them the opportunity to incorporate not just promotion for themselves wearing the brand, but also their nearest retailer. So the beauty of this is obviously the retailer gets great promotion, but so does the dancer, and they will get freebies throughout the year, which is also super cool, of course. So for you guys interested in applying, if you go onto Sandy's, there'll be an Instagram post on each of their stores' Instagrams, and you'll see the finer details. But it's super cool. I recommend that if you're local, you apply. If you're not in the Texas area and you're in other parts of America, again, find your nearest retailer because they will be taking part too. And you can apply there. Someone did ask the other day if they're still allowed to apply for NG generation at the same time. I'm not sure. Maybe Peter can tell us if that's the case. But yeah, also this would be nice to have NG generation promoted as well, because I don't think they have, to get us a little bit more kind of promotion on it. And that way it will also give the stores a little extra promotion, which would be fantastic. And yeah, do you know what I love about this whole lockdown thing is the fact that we've done so many great live streams. For people that have missed any of the old ones, head to our IGTV or YouTube channel. We've got them there. I've got some on my Instagram too. I'll be posting more there also. And we've been all over America. We've done loads of different stores. It's been super fun learning about how different businesses work. Oh yeah, so Peter said NG girls don't apply. Yeah, no, I totally get that bit. But what I mean, Peter, is if they're not NG generation, but they end up being an part of the market influencer program, can they then apply in September for the NG generation at the same time, if that makes sense? That's why I had someone ask me. So obviously you guys are going on to a fitting today. That's super cool. It's great that you travel with it, because obviously it's nice to reach people that, you know, maybe don't have time to get to the store, right? Do you do a lot of traveling?
We do, not so much now, but we were really picking up San Diego and getting out. We're heading to actually out of the state later on next month.
Oh, cool.
August. So yeah, we have shoes and we'll travel. We just have to know where the need.
Love it. So we've got 1 minute 39 remaining. Would you like to just drop some promo detail about yourselves?
Sure.
I can't think of anything.
I know, I can't either. Doesn't help.
Oh, ding dong.
We got distracted too. We have an employee.
Oh, there's a message here. Please tell Sarah, who is Sarah, by the way, in the brackets, that all items from her order have been manufactured and will be sent on Thursday or even tomorrow if we are lucky. That's excellent. Fabulous.
Yay,
thank you for that.
So much. That's awesome. That's great.
That's great news.
Yeah,
and that was
we're
Alina.
actually, yeah, we're both Sarah.
Yeah, of course.
We joke that we share a brain,
but sometimes it's true.
But we do. But Sarah Lewis, Sarah Nail, or the short one. I go by the short one. That works too.
So we'll be back on Friday with you guys. What store is that one? Sorry, on Friday?
Going to be the Plano location.
Ah, cool. Perfect. So guys, join us there for this one. If you missed today's stream, don't worry, I'll be popping it on IGTV. Thank you so much for joining us again. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if anyone's got any questions for either of us, you can drop them in the DMs. Follow Sandy's as well, remember, after the stream. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.